Think back to when you had to accept a pet or a close relative's death. How did you cope with that? Was it hard? Were you in denial, depressed, angry, asking yourself questions? Why did it have to happen to them? What did they do wrong? Well, these are many questions people ask with accepting death. And accepting death is a very hard process. And according to a hospice nurse, Maggie Kalina, the process is denial, anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance. And the order of those don't matter. They can go either which way, and depending on the person may skip that process. And the people who accept death as an inevitable process in life, or makes them appreciate life more, whereas the people who accept death as faith know that they have second chances in life, and that they'll be reincarnated and reborn and everything, and they will not live a life to the fullest. And an example of this, in my sister's keeper, Kate, her parents accept her death as they don't know, well, at first they're in denial, depressed, and angry. They don't know how they're going to survive without their daughter, and at the same time they're very scared. And they eventually accept their daughter's death, knowing that she's tired of suffering and that she just wants to be gone and done with her life. And Kate accepts her death. At first she's very scared and frightened, asks the doctors if it's going to hurt and what's going to happen. And then she eventually realizes that death is an inevitable process in life, and that she just has to get on with her life and accept it. And she does this by scrapbooking, hanging out with friends more, and just going to the beach and doing stuff that she didn't imagine. And she does stuff that she values more, and this makes her appreciate life. And when I did the same thing at first with my dog, I was in denial, asking myself why this had to happen to her. And I was in denial, depressed, and angry every time I went home and everything. But eventually I realized that I had to get on with life. I was asking myself, what's the purpose of being sad, angry, depressed? So just go on with your life. And I realized I had to spend it with the people I love and treasure most. And with 30 Days to Live is about a girl named Ashley Sova, and she accepts her death by saying it's in faith, it's in God's hands, not to worry, it's a peaceful thing. But this isn't the right way to go, because she accepts her death through faith, and she knows that she's second chances in life, and that it will be in God's hands, and God has plans for her. But that's not the way to go, because this makes her not appreciate life, because she has second chances. And really, in those two, there's no difference between them. Each one has their own way of coping with death, whether it be denial, anger, depression, acceptance, and that. And accepting death is a very scary process. And there are many different attitudes, traditions, and processes with accepting death. And whether it be a loved one or a relative or anyone, accepting death is an inevitable process. And I advise you guys to write in your writer's notebook about how you want to live on your death and what do you want to do if someone dies, because I wish I would have done this when my dog died, because it would have made accepting her death easier, knowing what my values are and how I view death. Because now I know that death is an inevitable process in life. So I advise you guys to do that. Thank you.